I am making an artwork I cannot believe I didn't make earlier. A wonderful cute doggy using a glue gun. This technique is so easy that you have so much fun doing it yourself. I can't wait to show you the results, so stick around to see the finished piece at the end. Welcome to all my patrons, subscribers and all my lovely visitors. First of all, I want to say a huge thank you for all your love towards my recent horsey, this one. I did not expect that you would love it so much. I'm so grateful for all your beautiful comments, your messages. Thank you so much. I am so happy that you love the technique, you love the idea. I've noticed that there are more and more artists online actually using my glue gun technique with the silicone mat. I know that some of you would like to see some other creatures, so today we are going to make... I can't believe I actually haven't done it before. For the last 5 years, I haven't painted a single dog. How is it even possible? Since it's going to be a series, the same canvas, we've got 40 by 30 gessoed canvas. Now I need a design. A quick sketch. I'm thinking about the size. Roughly the same size as the horse. So I'll make a head and a little bit of his shoulders. This is baking paper. If you want, you can of course draw on the canvas directly. I hate doing it on the canvas because I rub it off 20 times. Let me start with the eyes. We'll see how big I want them. So as you can imagine, in a minute I'll be rubbing them off, the ones I don't like. I was going over some sections and then I decided to fix the nose. Looks a little bit like a, you know what, like a sliced mushroom. Doesn't it? That's my silicone mat on top, and now I'm going to tape it together so it doesn't move. As usual, I'm going to start with the easiest sections. Which is the easiest? This is my cute little glue gun. Let me try it out here. How about this one? And then after a couple done, I am super confident. This one will be overlapping that one. I need to have every section the way I want, so I'll be redoing them and redoing them. But I want to be happy, and I want the future owner of the piece to be happy. That's very, very important for me. I might try this one here, only because I want them overlapping in a couple of places. Okay. I think I managed. Yes. I got to this point and I think I want to simplify some of them. I don't think I need 4 of those lines here. Remember, we're trying to connect them if possible. If they are too long, you can trim them. When I was making the horse, I did the eyes separately, and I think I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make the eyes round individually, and then I'm going to put them back, because otherwise I'm risking messing the edges. I want them really nicely rounded. And I'll probably try a couple of times. And this one I want the same size. The same size. Little buttons. I am going to try and do the line underneath the eye, and then I would like to fit the eye inside. Let's check the eye now. Okay, I'm going to do the other one. There's one little section that's quite funny. The teeth, you see that? So I'm going to make a little fang, pressing quite a lot of glue and just pulling away, getting this shape. Now the tongue. I really want to do it well in one go. If the cheek goes wrong, I'll have to take off the whole section. Could be a little bit thicker. Let's do it this way. Upper part separately, and then those curls. And yes, I want it thick. Is it good? Oh, I think so. Perfect. That's what I needed, just to look at that. Cute. Okay, so we go curl and then the Oh, and make a little blob here. And then from the blob, I'm going to cut up to here. I think I'm happy with this nose. When you finish painting with glue gun, you will have some, I call them hairy bits, everywhere. That always happens when you pull your glue gun away. So I am manually removing the ones I can see, and then I am using a hairdryer on low setting to melt the existing ones. As I usually say, this is absolutely my favorite part of the project. Every single time with glue gun, the peeling off. Yay! I'm going to spray it black the same way I did with the horse, because that's a sequel. All black. Now let's try and move it onto the canvas. Ta-da! If you watched my horse video, you know that I struggled with covering the background and finding the right place for the right colors. And I'm trying to find the best position for the horse. Please do watch the horse, it was amazing. And I managed to actually get the colors in the right spots. Now I do want tongue pink, I do want the face darker and then the background lighter. And I was thinking, when I take it off and I covered everything with poured acrylics, how am I going to find the right spots? So I had an ingenious idea. If it works, I'll pat myself on the back. If it doesn't, oh well, at least we tried. I could have used proper pins with the little balls at the top, but I was trying to find something very, very thin. I've got some thin needles. I'm sorry, doggy. This is going to be pretty dramatic. Okay. Okay. Oh, this is... Please, I hope I'm not going to scare anybody here. If I mark the eyes, so I'll have the middle of the eyes here, the middle of the nose here. I hope they're going to stay like this. And then the last place that I'm really concerned is the tongue. Goodness me. I know what you think. Crazy, she's crazy. I can very gently mark just the outside. This is irrelevant. Okay. I am excited. Anytime I do something strange, I'm excited. Look at this. What is this? What is this woman doing? Well, we'll see. I haven't been very good at protecting my table, so I've decided to cover it with cling film. They are going to be very similar to the horse's color, because I always leave leftover paint for a reason. I hate wasting even a spoonful of paint. So we've got the same cream that I made, light cream. This is white and gold only. This is pure gold, titanium white. And now we've got a couple of brown mixes. I only used raw sienna and raw umber, and I intermixed them here. This is the pure raw sienna. The other ones are intermixed, and I added white to my mixes. So all mixed by me, colors. Here we've got white with a touch of Mars black and a hint of beige. A tiny drop of the tongue color. So what did I use? Magenta, burnt sienna and white. I'll show you the consistency. Very runny. Can you see here? Runs off the stick, and then a very, very small build-up. For the glue gun and my hairdryer, I always use very thin mixes, because otherwise blobs of paint would get trapped between the lines. With the hairdryer, of course, we need these. Not only hairdryer, the needles as well. Quick plan. Obviously, the nose is going to be brown or black. He is going to be the pink tongue. But do I want the face light or darker? That's the question. The forehead and the cheek area, I think I want it lighter. Going to be either a kind of a poodle mix, maybe cockapoo. Oh, this feels so funny, covering the needles. Okay, palette knife would be very useful now. Yes. With the horse, I think I started with the background and then I was adding colors now. And I remember after the horse that I don't need as much paint as I thought. Let's put a little bit of this. We are painting a dog now with the colors, just with the colors. I am so curious how this is going to look. Got this grey, which Might be nice for the background. Please let me know in the comments which animal would you like to see next, if you enjoy it. In places, definitely. This side is going to be a little bit darker. I haven't added any of this. Let's put more of this color around. And that's what I want to see in the background mainly. I'm going to actually do this. What shall we do with this gaping hole here? Okay, this is going to be funny. On the other hand, I don't want to put too much pink either. the nose. As I said, I'm leaving the eyes, not making the eyes darker. Little flower and low setting. I wanted to say a massive thank you for all your lovely comments and for your support. And if you don't know, if you are new and you don't know, I do read all your comments. However, I don't always have time to reply because of my daily job. Nevertheless, I am super, super grateful for all of them. Okay, wow. All right, so it's too dark here. There is a discount if you want to buy 2 of my pieces. So for example, this doggo would go so well with the horsey, or perhaps another piece of mine. It's rather insane. I'm liking it, I'm liking it. I wasn't going to risk blowing the tongue, so I am going to apply the tongue like this. If it blends a little bit with brown, that's fine. Ta-da! And now I can finally remove the pins. I am going to collect the paint. I've almost forgotten to take my pins. Leaving this to dry. Can you see the color? This is the collected paint. I haven't mixed it yet. So this is going to be a nice base color for maybe another creature. This is Wednesday evening. I'm expecting in the morning most of it dry. Well, at least I know where to put the tongue. I don't think it matters this much how I position him. So something like this, but if he moves a little bit, it doesn't matter really. I'll try to keep the tongue intact. And the only thing I'm going to pencil in is the eyes. That's it. And now my glue. This is my glue, diamond glaze, water-based, so I'll be able to wipe it off, making a puddle here. I will be doing it in sections, so I am going to transfer the whole top. This is a very strong glue, so I'm sure nothing will peel off. Just looking for the eyes. And I am going to hold those down. And if anything peels off, I'm going to stick it again. I am going to stick the eyes now. You can see me bringing back the pouring acrylics, because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fill those sections with the colors that I really wanted. For example, I wanted this part lighter. Obviously they are the same colors I used before. I don't want them perfect, so I might be touching them a little bit here and there, mixing. It's really cool when you have poured acrylic and you've got some borders, so you can apply your color. And if I add a thin layer, I'll see the other colors underneath as well, which is nice. Especially if he's shaking his ears, we've got the colors bleeding into the background. In my imagination, of course. Kind of would like to see a little bit more yellow, but not necessarily gold, because obviously when I was using a hairdryer, the colors mixed. And that gave me shades that I did not have at the moment. As you can see, I'm filling those sections like sections of stained glass window. To paint this section with this same color. So I want it really dark. Okay, a little bit of this. I don't think I used much of this color. I think I want this lighter. Where's my lightest? Smaller brush would be much more beneficial. There you go. I have to be a bit more careful with the application because I don't want to be wiping every little black bit. I can paint them over later on, but they're already painted black. I am going to fill the nose with this. Yes, there will be some highlights as well. Once this is dry, I can always add some touch-ups. You know what looks horrible? The black teeth, don't they? Of course they are too bright now. Those of you who are here first time, I want to say that each one of my designs is completely unique because I never ever painted again. I tried few subjects, but using completely different media and completely different techniques. So if you purchase this piece, for example, you know that this is totally original. I've never seen anybody using this method ever. I know people use glue guns and they are more and more popular, and there are many artists actually trying them as well now. However, I've never seen anybody using it the way I use it. Nice round pupil. There we are. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please let me know in the comments what you think, and don't forget to check out my Patreon for extended versions of my tutorials. And if you would like to own this little one or any other of my original art, head over to abcreativeofficial.com. Thank you so much for watching and see you next week. Bye bye.